What is up, fam? Welcome back to the Car Talk podcast. Today is going to be a short and sweet episode. I'm actually on my way to the dentist right now. I'm literally probably 8 minutes away, so this is going to be a really short episode, but I did want to kind of elaborate on this thought that I had while doing a TikTok, and that is basically the thought that completely cutting off yourself from your parents' payroll is actually the most beneficial thing you can do if your parents are using that against you. I know a lot of parents are really strategic with their wealth and with managing, distributing that to their kids, but there are also a lot of people that I know personally and that I know are probably listening to this that are kind of sensing that you're doing things that you otherwise wouldn't do if you weren't on your parents' payroll, meaning if your parents weren't paying for your rent, your car insurance, your gas, whatever, your groceries, like literally phone bill, all these different things that I know, they're the parents of 20-year-olds, 25-year-olds, and even older, they're still getting these things paid for. And I think it is a great blessing. Don't get me wrong. You can obviously save that money and use it for a later date. But my biggest worry is that people aren't saving the money and that people are just buying fancy things and anything and everything that they see and want because they've got the money to do so. And, times are really good right now. And, thankfully, it doesn't look like we're in too bad of a recession right now. Most people I know have jobs and they're not struggling financially too bad. But the one thing that is kind of a worry and a concern is the fact that a lot of people have crazy student loan debt, and most people ever since COVID haven't even started paying back those loans yet. And I think once those loans start kicking in, people are going to realize, wow, like it's really not good for me to have a rent that is $900 or $1,000 or whatever you're paying each month. Should be really analyzed, in my opinion, to prioritize your happiness. And I think that if you're allowing your parents to pay you and give you money whenever you struggle, I think you're allowing yourself to be manipulated and your journey to be manipulated into something that they want for you. And I think if I were to do anything that my parents wanted me to do, I would be the most unhappy version of myself. And I know that because I literally had to cut off my parents to a degree. Like, I love them to death, still talk to them, but I just genuinely had to cut them off because what they wanted for me was not what I wanted and was not even close to the path and journey that I know, I am bound for. And I just know that there are so many people that are listening to this that have so much potential and that have, literally everything that they need to be happy, yet they think that it's in the next new pair of shoes, or they think that happiness is in the next nicest thing or the newest car or whatever it may be. And I just think it's so unhealthy. And I think that we need to kind of take a few steps back and realize that, we really can prioritize happiness and not things and not stuff. And I think that starts from really just relying on yourself and just, providing for yourself and not, hoping and having your parents kind of help you out, because ultimately it's not sustainable unless if your parents are really rich, I guess. But I also think that over time, you're going to end up resenting your parents because of the fact that you didn't chase your dreams and do the things that you thought or knew in your heart that you could do, but you just didn't do because, obviously you want to make your parents happy, especially if they're providing you, some resources. And hell, I was one of those people that wanted to make my grandparents proud and make my parents proud and make my family happy. And that was only going to come from going to college and getting a degree. And it unfortunately hit me in the first semester of my, endeavor of doing that my parents, my grandparents, everybody that wants me to go to school, they're not paying for my school. They're not paying for this semester. I'm going to pay for it. And it just really hit me in the face, like, holy shit, like, I'm really doing something that's not for myself to please my family. And that's so unhealthy, because over time you just resent them. And that's actually how I ended up falling on my face. Like, I never even wanted to come back home from college because I was just like so resentful of my family and everything, and that's just not a good place for anyone to be. And with that being said, I just hope this hits home for you. But if not, feel free to comment below. Let me know what kind of stuff you need cleared up, or if you just have a question or something that you want me to address, I'd be happy to address it. But without further ado, I want to say thank you so much for listening and watching all the way until the end. I just showed up to the dentist, and I think this is the perfect closeout. So without further ado, I just want every single one of you to stay curious and to spread some happiness if you have it, which I know every one of you are, you've got some bit of happiness you guys can spread, whether it be in a text, a tweet, maybe a phone call to a parent or a grandparent or sibling, whatever it may be. Do something to make this world a little bit better, and we'll see you guys next podcast. Thank you for listening. Peace.